Breaking news! With summer break fast approaching and the countdown to training camp quietly beginning, there's already a buzz building around what happened at the Detroit Lions OTAs. But it's not just the usual workouts and reps that are catching everyone's attention. Something is brewing beneath the surface. There are performances emerging that could reshape the position competition, raise questions, and maybe even shake up the roster before training camp even starts. What I'm going to tell you now is something that really caught my attention, and I'm sure it's an important point to address. Before you continue, make sure you've already hit the like button if you believe the Detroit Lions will make it to the playoffs under Dan Campbell. Man, I really believe in them. I even believe in the Super Bowl. Campbell and Holmes are a smart duo, and I think they'll make it this year. If possible, write it like this: I trust Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Now let's get right to it. We're officially in the second week of organized Lions team activities, and day 4 has brought out some unexpected standouts, rookies and veterans alike, who are showing signs that they're ready to make some noise this season. It's the kind of energy you want to see from a team that knows it has something to prove and everything to fight for. The pace? High. The effort? Unmistakable. The level of competition? Intense. One of the most eye-catching performances came from none other than Jahmyr Gibbs. Already heading into his 3rd year, Gibbs looked crisp and smooth in every movement, like he's leveled up in the offseason. Rocking the number 0, he brought that unmistakable quickness and vision that made him a key weapon last year, but with a noticeable evolution in his agility and burst. It's not just speed anymore. It's control, direction, and calculated explosiveness. The drills didn't lie. His footwork looked precise, and his ability to shift through the lanes with balance was elite. Fans watching closely might have thought, is this Gibbs' breakout year? And speaking of burst, rookie Hutchinson has officially thrown his name into the ring for biggest surprise of OTAs. Let's talk about that motor, that speed, that determination. Watching him fly during a drill, in slow motion no less, highlighted just how different this kid is built. It's not just speed for show, it's purposeful, relentless energy, the kind of gear you can't coach. And yet, while the hype is real, there's a cautious optimism around Hassan. The coaching staff and fans alike seem to want him to succeed, but no one wants to pile on pressure too early. Still, that motor is undeniable. You can't fake that kind of intensity. Another name that keeps coming up, Khalif Raymond. This man is not going quietly into his contract year. He looked fresh, sharp, more involved. And the extra reps at wide receiver didn't go unnoticed. He's proving he belongs and maybe even pushing for more than just a depth role. The team seems to be giving him more responsibility, and he's responding with highlight reel catches and consistent energy. With so many wide receivers in the mix, seeing Raymond perform at this level is not only encouraging, it's making the roster decisions harder by the day. Then there's Jameson Williams. The catch he made, elevating, contorting, securing, was another reminder of why the Lions invested in him. His chemistry with the quarterbacks looks improved, and though he's still essentially in that developmental window due to last year's circumstances, plays like these suggest he's ready to finally make that leap. Let's not overlook the veteran presence either. Tom Kennedy, the ever-reliable, quietly put together another solid showing. He might not always be in the headlines, but he's the kind of player that coaches love. Dependable, tough, and always in the right spot. If there's a fan-favorite underdog story brewing, Kennedy is writing the next chapter with grit. And Sam Laporta, doing what he does best. Finding seams, making catches, being exactly where he needs to be. The consistency he brings to the tight end position is going to be huge, especially as the offense continues to diversify its looks.
There's also something interesting happening with the drills themselves. Hurdle elements seem to be a recurring theme. It looks like the Lions are emphasizing vertical agility and mid-play elevation more this year, likely reflecting last season's in-game situations. Players were seen leaping, adjusting midair, working on body control and contested catch scenarios. It's a clear indicator the coaching staff is planning ahead, focusing on moments that could decide close games. But what does all of this mean heading into the final stretch of OTAs before summer break? With standout performances across the board and multiple players making strong cases for themselves, it's clear that nothing is guaranteed going into training camp. The competition is real, and the tone has been set. So here's the question for you. Is this level of performance sustainable, or are we just witnessing off-season flashes that may not carry over into training camp? And if you thought that was all, think again. Because what's happening beneath the surface at OTAs is even more telling than any highlight reel. The Detroit Lions aren't just showing off skills. They're revealing glimpses of a deeper shift, a mindset change, a hunger. And with just 2 days left before the summer break, these final OTA practices are turning into more than just a conditioning check. They're quietly becoming an audition for the months ahead. Let's talk deeper about this wide receiver battle. Yes, We've seen the flashes from Jameson Williams and the consistency from Khalif Raymond, but another name that deserves serious mention is Maurice Alexander. Though his name didn't dominate the clip breakdown, insiders and fans alike are starting to whisper about his versatility. He's dynamic, showing value both in receiving drills and potential special teams roles. This kind of player can swing a final roster spot his way, especially in a system that values flexibility. Then there's Devin Funchess. Wait, scratch that. Not on the tape, not mentioned. And that silence is deafening, which just reinforces how intense the fight for those bottom of the depth chart WR slots is going to be. Every rep, every route, every special teams contribution will matter. And watching Raymond, Williams, and even the rookie Levitt, yes, number 19, grind like it's a playoff practice, that's the culture shift we're seeing. Speaking of Levitt, what a catch he made. His timing, his body control, going up at the perfect moment, it wasn't just a good grab. It was a technical display of how to win a contested ball. The kind of moment that earns you trust from the quarterback room. And in a group where separation is razor thin, Levitt could end up being that unexpected guy who carves out a role simply because he does everything right, even if no one's talking about him yet. But now let's shift focus to the defensive side of the ball, where Aiden Hutchinson is looking healthy, explosive, and as locked in as ever. One minor slip in the footage may have raised a brow or two, but don't be fooled. His burst off the edge is back, and more importantly, he looks confident in that movement. No hesitation. And confidence is everything when you're the cornerstone of the defensive line. He's got his leg under him, he's got the power, and he's leading by example. And let's not overlook James Houston. While the hype might be swirling more around rookie Ahmed Hassan at the moment, Houston still carries that edge presence that can change games. But here's the twist. When a rookie starts to outshine in terms of effort and explosiveness, it forces veterans to respond. Competition sharpens the unit, and that's what we're seeing, iron sharpening iron. Now, for a moment of honesty, there's still a lot that remains unclear. We haven't seen full team drills. The Lions haven't released complete breakdowns. But from the 30-second highlight clips, the slow-motion replays, and the frame-by-frame analysis fans are doing on social media, it's obvious that this group isn't treating OTAs like just another off-season step. They're attacking these reps like it's already week one. And that leads us to a bigger question, a more controversial one. What about the veterans not making noise? What about the players we're not hearing about? The ones who aren't in the clips, not in the conversations, not generating any momentum. Could we see surprise cuts coming before training camp? Could a fan favorite end up being the odd man out if the rookies keep pushing like this? There's a quiet tension building. It's friendly for now, but once the pads come on, that competition will get very real. And the way this team is practicing, fast, fluid, aggressive, you can feel it. Something's changing. The Detroit Lions aren't just participating in OTAs. So here's what I want to know from you. Who's impressed you the most so far in OTAs? And are we looking at a team that's finally ready to break through the noise, or are we just getting swept up in off-season hype?